me just get done last time. So this time I think that we will go and introduce a new function which can do all of these things by itself. So that would be beneficial for us. So we'll declare a function get user. Oh, let me just go and do this. Copy this and make a new file to track the record. Blockchain 4.python and copy the stuff, and I will go and do declaring new function to get user inputs. Okay. So what I will do is define get user input and return whole of this thing which we were doing. So I'll copy it and grab it, paste here. We'll make a change that which one is calling. We can differentiate between all of this. Okay. So this is what we were doing. So now instead of writing this whole line, we'll just go and tap get user input and call this function and add the transaction amount here. Okay, same can be done for this. Okay, you can use Control D to multiple line. So we can edit all of this line by itself and write get user input and save it. Okay, now let's try to run this code and see what happens. Python blockchain 4.py. Yeah, enter the amount here 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we get the blockchain. So what we had done is instead of going through float, input, and writing all of these things, we made a function which can be called multiple times from anywhere. Okay, so this is how we can do this. So now we are good to go with it. Now we use this print function to print the blockchain. So this print function will print the whole list, which is blockchain for right now. So it is not viable solution to printing a blockchain. So instead of printing the whole list, we will be printing some specific blocks. So for that, what we can use a loop named for block in the list which we had declared. It's blockchain. For block in blockchain, print printing the blocks and then print each block. Save, and then I think we should add a message at the end that print yo, it's done. Yeah, I guess this should work. We'll go and run it. 1, 3, 4, 6, 7. Look at this. This is our first block. This is our second block. This is our third block. This is our fourth block, and this is our fifth block. So this is how we can have some blocks. Printing the blocks each time it takes. So we can also put a loop inside a loop and then give it block 1, block 2, block 3, block 4. So that all things could be done. So this is another approach to print the blockchain. Okay, so we have updated how we print the blockchain, and we have updated the way we can use the input function. Now what we can do is we can merge both of this function with the help of while loop. So what we will do is we'll go and comment each and everything. I guess get user function would be still important. Okay. And then we'll go and try to get some another information like yeah, the first function should be here. Transaction amount is equals to get user input, and then we will add value transaction amount. Okay, so for the first thing we need to have this for the Genesis block, and then we can have a loop for the all of the updated values and stuff. So we'll take a key holder and enter y as its dimensions, and then while x is not equals to n, we are comparing it, and then well this is not done, then what we will doing transaction amount. Okay, so what I'm thinking is like that we will have yes or no, so y for yes and n for no. So when user x is the user input, so we can write it here, x is the user input, whereas y stands for yes and n stands for no. Okay, so this will help you what we are going to do. So initially I'm setting x equals to 1 for the first value, and then we will check if user input is no, then we'll exit the loop. But if user input is not no, then we'll enter the loop, and then what we will be doing is we'll going and take the amount and save it in transaction amount, getting user input, and then adding value using transaction amount, and we will call the get last blockchain value function directly. Okay, now if this is okay, then this would be continue. Now we need to have a function, we need to have a method through which we can handle the value of x, whether it is yes or no. So for that, now we will go and deploy a for block in blockchain. We'll simultaneously print also the blockchain. We'll make a thing like that. Each time user inputs any transaction, it will also get the blockchain as an output too. Yeah, that would be better solution. Okay, so we will go and printing the blockchain. Okay, and then we'll printing the blockchain. We'll print the block which had been updated. Okay, and then we will be going and asking them whether they want to continue or not. So for that we will get out of this loop, and then we will do it. So value of x would be like that. We will get the integer input, input, do you want to continue y or n? Okay, so we can typecast this also into integer, right? Okay, we need to typecast it into integer. No, we need to typecast it into character. So it would directly typecast. So we don't need to add that. Yeah. Getting the values from user. Okay. Yes, this should work. We should try this code out. Enter the transaction amount. This is for the Genesis block. We add 1. Okay. So another time this is asking enter the transaction amount. We will add 2. Look at this. This saying 1 is the Genesis block, 2 as the first transaction. He is asking that do we want to continue or we want to exit. I will enter yes. Okay. Please enter the transaction amount here. It would be 6. So it would show all of the blocks. Let me make this one bigger. So it is showing each and every block. So I'll continue it again and then add 89 or 89.98. Let's see what happens. It is showing each and every block of the blockchain, and again asking the question whether I want to continue or exit. I'll enter no, enter, and then I am out of the loop. like this too. While, okay, we'll add another while loop and put x is equals to no, put in print thanks for using this blockchain. Okay. Thanks for using this blockchain. We can do some another stuff. We can put a space over here, so it will help us to recognize that what we had entered. We'll put a space here too. Space too. Okay. Now it will be more user centric or more good to eyes. Okay. We'll go. Wait. This is a bit difficult. Okay. Now we'll clear the screen and we'll rerun the program. Enter the transaction amount. For this is Genesis block, I'll enter 0 as Genesis. First transaction amount is 3. So it is asking whether I want to continue or no. Yes, I want to continue. Now 7. It's still asking me that whether I do want to continue or I want to exit it. I'll exit it, putting in thanks for using blockchain. Why is this possible happening? Yeah. So the static value says that it is same as n. So we can stop this. We need to change something like that. So instead of going with this while, we can simply go with if, because this should work. This shouldn't give any problems. Here and run 1, 2, no. Yeah, thanks for using the blockchain. Okay, so this is how we can make the code look better. And here in this lecture, we added that with the help of a single function, we called it multiple times and we made our program more space complex. Oh, sorry. We solved the problem of space complexity and we made it more better with the time complexity too. So these are all small things which will be helpful in the further chance. Along with that, we made a function. We made a function which prints the values also of the blockchain. Along with that, it takes and it is completely. So the whole blockchain works in this 7 or 8 lines of code. Instead of this 7 or 8 lines, we were using 50 lines of code on the backend side. So this is how we can update blockchain day by day. So that's all for this session. We'll continue in the next session. Cool. Bye.